Welcome to another edition of Health Department Roundtable. I'm your host, Chris Schultz, and I've given Marty and Lindsay the week off because they've been working pretty busy. So joining us today is the chair of the Abington Board of Health, Aaron Christian. Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Thank you for having me, Chris. It's glad to finally be on here and be part of the show.
Nice. One of the things that I wanted to do now that we're coming out of the urgency of the pandemic, even though I want to remind people that we still are in the midst of a pandemic, is take a chance to get to know the members of the Board of Health. So I thought it would be good to start with Aaron. Before we dive into that, just real quick, I'll give you an update on where we are with numbers and vaccinations in Abington. I don't have an update as of today, but last time we checked, we had one active case of COVID in Abington and one person in quarantine, which is definitely a positive trend. And I know that the health department, working with the fire department, was able to hold a second shot clinic for 16 and older students this past week. And we'll be holding a second shot clinic for youth 12 and up next week to follow up with that. So that should get most of the youngins in Abington fully vaccinated, which is good news. So, Aaron, other than chairing the Board of Health, what do you do with yourself during the day?
Well, I am a senior at Suffolk University. I almost said Abington High School, but that was years ago now. I am a senior at Suffolk University, majoring in business management, and I should be graduating in the spring of 2022. When I'm not doing the fun studying things at school, I am I work at Webster General Lanes, Route 18. So if you like to go bowling, you can see my face couple times a week.
Nice. And what made you decide to run for the Board of Health?
Well, I am an Eagle Scout out of Troop 41 Abington. And Mr. Schultz, you should know this because you are my Scoutmaster. Yeah. But that's where a lot of my, wanting to help the community sort of came into play. But that was, outside of Scouts too. And, as soon as I was old enough, position the Board of Health was opening up, and I felt that I could put the energy into being on the Board of Health that would be positive for the community. And I've always wanted to help out, and I'm just glad I finally had the opportunity.
Nice. And you are currently serving the third year of your first term, correct?
Yes, third year of the first term.
Yeah, Aaron has been one of our quieter members for the last 2 years, and we're looking forward to see what he does as our chair this year. And hopefully things will be a little calmer, and there will be some other things that we can focus on other than a pandemic. So.
Yeah, it's an awkward stage in the pandemic, right? I mean, we have, we're kind of in an in-between spot where some businesses have certain restrictions, and, at a state level and at a local level, we really don't. So we're, trying to find the balance to keep people safe in there, and hopefully we'll navigate through that pretty well over the next few months.
I know last week when Marty and I were speaking, I think that was just when the mandate was being lifted. I would just like to remind people that businesses have the option of requiring masks if they choose to. So just please be respectful if you're asked. You might be vaccinated, but some places they do have the right to ask if they so choose. So speaking of things with the Board of Health other than the pandemic, we have an interesting meeting coming up this Monday. So I was wondering if you could just kind of walk us through what's going on.
Sure. So it's really the middle of the evening that's going to be a little complicated. But we have a joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen to appoint our fifth member. We have one applicant that we will be reviewing and voting on. Right before that, though, the Board of Selectmen will be meeting, and then we will meet after that with the Board of Selectmen to vote in our fifth member, followed by the Board of Health meeting. We'll be talking about a vaccination update, a COVID update, and just voting on a few of our minutes. So really, it's two normal meetings with a joint meeting sandwich in between.
And for those who may not be familiar with local politics, so our vice chair from last year, Alex Haggerty, ran for selectman this year and was elected, leaving a vacancy on the board, and a fifth member needed to be appointed. So the word went out from the selectmen And we had, as Aaron mentioned, we had one applicant, Melissa Pond, who ran for the Board of Health this year. There were 3 people running for 2 seats. So if voted in on Monday, Melissa will get to end up serving with us, and I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see how that goes. I think that's really all we have this week. Unless there's anything you want to share with us, Aaron. Oh, I was asking, we had some technical problems earlier, part of the getting to know you. So Aaron, could you tell us what your favorite album is?
Favorite album? Actually, my favorite album dropped today. It is called Bummer by the band Cleopatra, and it rocks. You guys should listen to it.
Nice. All right. Well, Aaron, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
Hopefully next week we'll be able to get our vice chair, Christina Pfeiffer, on. I'm going to ask her on Monday, but I've just voluntold her. So hopefully she'll be joining us then. And as a reminder to everybody, please stay safe. And as I know, as Marty likes to tell you, if you're feeling sick, please stay home. That's the most important thing at this stage to prevent further infections, keep our numbers down, and keep us where we are. Because you have to remind people that the restrictions, that's a rolling thing. If things start getting hairy again, we'll be restricted again. So stay healthy, be smart, and congratulations to the 2021 graduates from Abington High. We'll see you guys tomorrow.